Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mysterious Mr. Ryan and welcome back to the Home Swap Project. Ladies and gentlemen, this is part 4 of the series, so I hope you've enjoyed the other videos so far. If you haven't seen them, please, I do honestly suggest you check them out. Links to the playlist on the screen now. And don't forget to check out the first part of this video where this house was actually designed by Curtis Parody and now I get the pleasure of furnishing it. So without further ado, let's just jump straight in. So Curtis gave me a really nice looking house, quite an old style to start with, or at least a classic style property. But I then took it and tried to really modernise it. So first thing I do is put this weird mosaic style path. This is something I've used in a previous build and really loved it then, and I wish I could use it more. So starts off with these nice shapes across the path. Either side, again similar to what I did in my build, I wanted to use a same sort of like alternating rose bushes either side. I've opted for a slight different shade of blue this time rather than white, but again it's subtle, but I think it works. As we move around the back, as you can see, this build actually has a swimming pool designed by Curtis, so what I need to do is I want to change the colour scheme for it. So first thing I do is put the move object sheet on to put these light bars in the corners, and then I change it to a lighter blue for the floor and a grey for the side. The actual patio itself I redo into a nice dark stone, and then for the table and chairs, again nice wooden table and chairs to sit at around the pool. As we move to the rest of the garden itself, I wanted to put down a nice yoga area, somewhere you can come and relax, a sort of meditation zone. So a few yoga mats go down, a couple of displays where I'm going to put in a couple of candles to light the area up at night. There's also going to be a couple of sort of meditational rocks soothing, a couple with some plants either side, and obviously a set of speakers so you can work out and enjoy. So as we move up to the decked area, I want to put down a couple bits of seating again with some lights to light up the area at night so your Sims can enjoy this in the evenings. A nice big barbecue, a nice big sofa to come and sit at in the sunshine when your Sims are enjoying their day. So as we move inside the build itself, what I wanted to do with this build is I wanted to take it from the quite classic dark tones that it usually sort of has, and I wanted to modernise it a lot, so I wanted to make it some really light colours, especially with some pastel colours. So first thing I do is put down a nice light blue pastel colours through the build with nice white highlight walls. You saw me there with the fireplace do something interesting, which is to actually put some red lights in it, because if you can see here with the half wall selected where you can sort of see through some of the walls, there's a really nice red glow behind that fireplace which really works and comes out at night. So stay tuned for that when we get to the glamour shots a little later, and I'll show you some night shots of that. So you saw for the doorway there, I put a nice mirror beside the door, nice shoe rack, again nice place to hang your coats and a piece of artwork. As we move into the main living area, we can see a couple of fish tanks either side, the TV in the centre just above the fireplace. There's also a desk as well looking out over the front garden, again a nice place to be and work. Now as we move over here, this is kind of a strange area. I didn't really know what to put here, so I suddenly thought, well, I always like the idea of having a chessboard looking out over a window or through sort of towards a gardeny area. So I thought, put down an easel so you can look out the window and paint. You can also play chess there, and again some nice curtains hanging from the walls as well. So nice piece of artwork on the walls, and again using these circular lights. Now this is something Curtis used in this build as a placeholder, and I can honestly say they're some of the best lights I have found, so you'll see me use them quite a lot. Again, just place the dining table just then, and time to move on to one of my favourite parts of the build, the kitchen. So first thing I do is lighten the floor straight away, lighten all the walls with half tile, half paint, and then I wanted to really modernise this, so I chose this really strange style countertops. Had a bit of problems here finding the right countertops and colour scheme I wanted to go with, so you can see here I've just changed this over to white and black, and again have a nice place for a sort of breakfast bar in the middle there. As we move the work surface down into the corner, and then making space for where a fridge will be. Put down a few chairs for your Sims to come and sit at the breakfast bar, put in the fridge and a new cooker. I raised the air vent up a slot so I can make space, and also gives it a sort of blend in with the kitchen top counters. So as we move around, then placing all the kitchen cupboards above all the windows and around the kitchen itself, completing it with a nice end cupboard that goes down a little bit further. Corner cupboard to complete the set there, and then it's time to light the area really nicely with these nice black style drop lights just above the breakfast bar. To give the kitchen a subtle glow, I put these lights around all the main parts of the kitchen. Again, it's subtle, but it lights up the work surfaces really nicely, and again with the sink and even a set of hand cream there as well. And what kitchen wouldn't be complete without a chopping board and a spice rack and some general cutlery. So just as we finish off the kitchen then, like every good kitchen needs, some pots and pans on the wall and a piece of artwork to finish it off. So the downstairs bathroom. Downstairs bathroom was really nice as it was. I didn't want to change too much, so the layout itself hasn't changed. I just made a few changes to the actual objects used. So the sink and kitchen tops get changed slightly. I changed the walls to a nice subtle green and put some slightly different lighting in there as well. This broken style mirror, you'll see me use a real lot through this build. I really like how it looks, so that goes above the sink along with a couple of shelves to put a few pictures on, toothbrushes, some general colognes and some lotions, and all things that your Sims will need. Just a towel by what will become the shower. I put in a bath, and the bath will actually be moved slightly over in a moment. You'll see me place down the bath in the centre part there. There you go, and I'll actually move it half a block to the side so I can fit space for the toilet in. Again, using a modern style toilet, a nice green mat to match the walls, and the toilet paper beside. A couple of bits of artwork just to complete the bathroom really nicely, and then it's time to move to the upper story. So for the upper story I wanted to keep really light, so a light blue for the upper story, and this is where I kind of didn't really know what to do with this area, so I suddenly had the idea of doing some kind of relaxation spa meditation zone. So again, putting some yoga mats inside, using a similar technique as I did with a couple of chairs either side, this nice place where you've got some scented candles. Again, nice flower mat in the corner, nice couple of flowers either side, and I even put a meditation stool in there as well. So your Sims can come and relax with the wall of mirrors there, completes the build really nicely. So as we move into the bedroom itself then, the bedroom, a nice shade of green. I actually do two shades of green in here. There's a dark shade and a light shade, although they're so close together you can't really tell them. So it is subtle, but again, I know it's there and it's a really nice touch, especially if you get it in the right light. Nice big double bed, green drapes to match, and then as we move into the final parts of the bedroom itself, again, a nice dresser, a nice set of flowers and a mirror, and a wardrobe in the corner as well. On this little balcony area, I kind of wanted to put a nice place for you Sims to come and sit of an evening, so again, a couple of lights in to light it up and a couple of small two-seater couches as well. For the bathroom, again, modern style sinks, those mirrors I like, the similar kind of shower and toilet as I've used previously, and to be honest, I didn't want to change too much of the design of it. I actually really liked how Curtis did this, so I actually kept the template really nicely. Apart from changing some wallpaper, I kept it pretty much stock. So as we move over to the glamour shots now, we better speak to the man himself, the designer. Let's have a chat with Curtis P. Hi Curtis, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing well, Ryan. Hopefully you're doing just as well.
Oh, I'm doing amazingly. I've just finished furnishing your build, which I hope you've had a chance to check out, and let me know what you think.
Yes, you know what? It's so cool to see another builder decorate my own building. Again, something totally different. We're trying this for the first time, and I think it's so cool to see.
It's a really nice concept to watch someone take a design that you've worked really hard on, something that you had all these plans for, all these ideas, and then throw them completely out the window and go for something totally different, which is certainly something you did with my build, which you can check out. There should be links on the screen somewhere anytime now if you want to check those out. There will be more at the end card at the end. So Curtis, looking at the build, anything really, just while I show the glamour shots, anything that you really sort of liked or stuck out in your mind that's something you want to talk about?
Yeah, you know what? There's lots of really cool little pieces that I love that you did with this. First things first, the walk in the front. I think that's cool. You did like a really cool geometric shape. Awesome design. Also, I love the idea that you took... I traditionally use a lot of darker tones in my home, and you took those and like got rid of them, which is cool. I love that. And you sort of brightened it up, and you made it a lot more, I personally think more like Caribbean and sort of like more spa and like happy themed, if that makes any sense. Yeah. But there are a lot of lighter tones, right? A lot of light blues and some greens and stuff like that, some whites. And I think that's really nice because I did traditionally use a lot of like dark, like reds, dark blues and stuff like that. So it's really cool to see that you sort of brightened everything up, added this more spa theme to my home, and I love that idea of the entire thing.
Yeah, I wanted to give it a bit more of a relaxing place to be, something, you know, a bit more of it's quite an older style house from the outside, but inside everything about it is really clean, really modern looking, and yeah, I mean, apart from the fireplace itself, everything else is sort of ultra modern or sort of that kind of style. The fireplace itself, I'm not sure if you noticed, did you see the cool little red lights I put in the actual chimney breast itself to try and light it up, make it look like actual flames?
Yeah, I saw that. I thought that was really cool. A really innovative little idea, right? Because traditionally, you build that little sort of chimney area behind a fireplace, and there's really nothing in it. But the idea of adding sort of a red light is really cool because it does give you the effect that there's kind of a fire inside of
Yeah,
there.
it gives it that subtle red glow. And speaking of while we're in the living area itself, I noticed in my build that you furnished there was a few fish tanks, and I noticed that I use them as well, pretty much in the same place. So seems like that seems to be an item we both seem to be enjoying.
Yeah, it's kind of funny the way that the fish tanks sort of came into the game because I've never really thought about the fish tanks much in previous games, but with them being added into this game, I thought, you know what, it's kind of cool, and I always treat it like a decorative item. I set it as like a separator in my room, and you've used it in kind of a way of, I almost think it like a painting or something, like it's against the wall, and you can look at it while you're, of course, watching TV, right? I never think about interacting with it, so I often put other objects in front of it, which you didn't, which is super smart, because you might actually be able to feed the fish. I don't know. I don't play the game that often, unfortunately. I build a lot. But I love the way that we use the fish tanks inside of this game as like a decorative item, and it really adds to the rooms.
Anything you weren't expecting in this build? Anything that I did that you just sort of were a bit taken back by, that you didn't see coming?
You know what? The one piece is upstairs, sort of like the landing area overlooking the living room. I envisioned that being like sort of like a study area, like a chill area. And you took it. It's still a very relaxing area, but you turned it into sort of like an internal inside like meditation area. There's some awesome yoga mats there. There's a little meditation stool thing for your sim to meditate on. And I love that. I think that's a really cool idea to sort of overlook the living room and sort of have this super relaxing space.
Yeah, it's a really nice place to be. And I have to admit, when you're looking over the balcony, I like that sort of way you could look over the balcony and just get the general chit chat from the people down below watching the TV or just sitting around the fire. And it was just a nice general place to be. Yeah, so I think we're about time to wrap this one up. It's been an absolute pleasure, Curtis, working with you. I want to thank you so much for letting me actually work on one of your builds. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have.
Yeah, Ryan, it's been so much fun to work with you. Awesome to collaborate and build these awesome videos together.
Exactly, and hopefully we'll get to do something in the future together. It'd be nice to do another build maybe like this or something completely different. I know we bounced a few ideas around, so it'd be nice to maybe make some of those come to life at some point.
You never know. Of course, I'm always open to more collaborations in the future.
Excellent. Right, for now, ladies and gentlemen, if you have enjoyed this, don't forget to check out the other videos on Curtis's channel. You can do, there should be links and overlays on the screen anywhere around now. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mysterious Mr. Ryan. I hope you've had yourself a great time, and I'm out. I'll see you later, and take care.